of the virus on the human system. So we have to protect, preserve, and promote our inherent immune system that has got all the powers to protect the system. That is to be utilized properly, and that must be the tool to fight it out. For that, we have got advanced science, we have got correct understanding about the propagation of the virus. It's an RNA virus, 80 to 125 nanometer size. So it spreads, it cannot move. And the spreading is only by touch. So cleanliness in Yoga Shastra, Shaujam, cleanliness of the whole atmosphere, your own system, that's the most important thing. So washing the hands whenever you go out, whenever you touch with the surface or people, whatever it be, the hands should be washed with soap, and the lather will destroy the virus. So all the precautionary measures are to be sincerely observed. That's the most important thing. Then when it enters through the nasal cavity, ocular cavity, or buccal cavity, these are the eye, nose, and mouth. We have to go to preserve the immune mechanisms already there in the epithelial cells of the mouth and respiratory system. So the respiratory system is to be protected by increasing the ventilation. For that, a voluntary hyperventilation is actually a type of breathing. I don't associate with Pranayama or Bhasriya or something. It is intentional breathing and rapid breathing. This is a simple, gentle 50 or 60. You can, according to your capacity, there should not be any stress. That's the most important thing. So that there will be alkalosis, an alkaline change. Blood pH is 7.4, that will be increased to more alkaline. Alkaline media will destroy the viral growth. So frequently, if you do that, we will be providing a medium where this virus cannot multiply. Very simple. I will show you. This is the process. This is to be repeated five minutes. After that, after 1 or 2 hours, again you can do that. Anyway, you are completely shut down. You are in your own house. You can easily do that to protect yourself. Then the next one is the salt gargling. 2 ways are. One is concentrated salt solution. So you kept it in the mouth and you have to gargle for some time and spit out. You can do 5 or 6 times at a time. This is also can be repeated for thoroughly. The salt solution in the salt, when it is ionized, the virus cannot multiply. And the oral cavity and nasopharynx are the place of lodging the virus. That can be very well controlled. That will control the spread of the virus. And Kabalam is the method by which the salt solution, concentrated salt solution, we have to add Priyangu, Marijam, Nishadvayam. That means turmeric and Maramanjal. You can find out the botanical name. And Priyangu, Marijam. These are 4 things equally taken, 1 gram each, and it should be powdered and make a paste with concentrated salt solution. It is to be kept in the mouth. You can move the muscles of the mouth to keep it mobile, and it is to be kept at all these medicines mentioned, Nishadvayam, Marijam, and Priyangu. These are well-known virucidal agents. Already papers are there to show that it has got antiviral effect. This can be repeated 3 or 4 times a day. And your dietary, these are the aushadha we are using. Then aharam. Aharam, your food must be very much regulated and easily digestible. And your natural food, we are herbivorous. Homo sapiens are herbivorous. Human beings are actually herbivorous. That is our natural food. Come to the nature, take natural food. Vegetarian food is the natural one. You can, depending on your need, you can take dairy products also. Confine only to that, dairy products plus vegetarian food. This is good for them. And you should not satiate the hunger. Always you must be hungry. The gastric fire should be always burning. That's the most important thing, because if you take more food, it's a strain on the system, stress on the system, and with that impede the immune functions of the body. Always you must be hungry. And hydration, you should take liberal quantity of water. That can be medicated water, some medicinal, the marijam, black pepper, and so many other medicinal herbs can be used for that water decoction, and it should be warm. And at a time you have to take 100 ml, not at about 200, 300, no. It is 100 ml, 50 ml, several times you can take, so that the system will be hydrated. Hydration and our nutrition, these are to be carefully adjusted to suit the situation. If you have got any doubt, we can, panelists can ask questions about this, then we'll proceed.
You can also mention about cleansing the environment.
And another thing, with the living room or your sleeping room, you must humidify. Humidification is just very simple. With a hob, on that you can keep a wide mouth steel vessel, 3 or 4 liters of water, depending on the size of the room. 5 liters of water is enough. You put Pinus variety, Pinus sylvestris, that leaves you can take. That is to be boiled, and that will contain the essential oil containing in the Pinus tree, that is virucidal. And moreover, humid atmosphere, with the humidity increases, the transmission of the virus will be very much reduced, very much controlled. If it is 80% humidified, it cannot spread at all. So humidification, very simple mechanism. You can do that. And in that humid atmosphere, if you perform the hyperventilation, that will be more effective. And dhuvanam means medicated herbs are being used in embers, in burning wood or coal or whatever it be, and put that in the few fumes. It makes lot of unburned medicinal fumes. That fumes also will have thermodynamically charged, that particles will engulf the virus. The room, you can close it. After smoking, you can enter. After 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the smoke should be in the atmosphere. You should not be there. Go to another room. After that, come back, open the windows. The fumes will go out. Then the surrounding area will be cleansed by this. After that, you can do fumigation. This humidification. The dhuvanam is not fumigation. Fumigation is using chemicals to pesticides. That pesticides are being used for fumigation. That is not dhuvanam. These are the things which to cleanse the atmosphere, and to a great extent it will help to reduce the transmission of the virus.
I would like to summarize what all Dr. Raghavan just mentioned here, because some participants joined a bit later. Okay, he mentioned about 6 aspects to us. The first thing he mentioned was about Kabalam. Kabalam is where you, everything that we are telling now, he has already posted a YouTube video about it. I request you all to go and see it so that you can understand it better in slow motion. Doctor demonstrates each process. Now, first is about Kabalam. Kabalam, where he explained that you take you take herbs, you add it to salt solution, concentrated salt solution, and then you gargle. And he has suggested that we do it repeatedly. So the rationale behind it that he explained was the SARS-CoV-2 virus can stay in the nasal pharynx for a long period of time. As per scientific research, it has been told that as of now, the science that is available has told that it can stay up to 37 days in the nasal pharynx. So he's suggesting certain herbs and spices which are having antiviral effect. That is first. Second, salt, NaCl, also has influences how the virus multiplies and also has an influence on the protein structure of the virus. And salt concentration also, doctor explained that it also down-regulates certain enzymes which are carriers of this virus in our body. So Kabalam is a very easy technique for all of you. He suggested the use of 1 gram each of black pepper, black cumin, turmeric, and maramanjal. The botanical name for it is Poscinium fenestratum. If you don't get most of this, you can use whatever is available with you, and you can do this gargling solution. So it helps in cleansing the throat area and the viral concentration over there. Another aspect that Dr. Raghavan explained was the voluntary hyperventilation process. He demonstrated that to you. The reason he told that was that as you know, as SARS-CoV-2 virus develops, it causes alveolar collapse. And it is very important that we always keep our respiratory system healthy and enrich it with as much oxygen as possible up to the alveolar level. He also explained about how this voluntary hyperventilation process influences the pH in our blood. Some persons who have scientific knowledge will know that when the pH increases and becomes alkaline, then it reduces the virus infectability. But in voluntary hyperventilation process, it is completely in your control. Do it in a very gentle manner, he explained, to the extent that is possible for you. Then the next aspect doctor explained was regulating the food. He said that it's very important for you to maintain your gastric fire So the food you use must stimulate your digestion. His video also mentions the recipe for rasam or soup, which can improve your digestion. He said regulate your food, which means reduce your calorie intake as much as possible. In the video, he also explains to avoid certain irritants of the digestion like garlic, turmeric mixed with milk. He propagated the aspect of being a vegetarian as much as possible. The reason why he's explaining all these things is that there's a lot of high evidence that gastrointestinal infection of the SARS-CoV virus is increasing. People are displaying nausea, vomiting, these kind of symptoms, and persons who have problems with digestion and who are displaying digestion symptoms, they have a poor prognosis in recovery also. So hence he explained, you can ask more questions about regulating food to him. I think it's a very important topic for us to understand. And Dr. Raghavan can also give you more suggestions in that aspect. The next two things that he explained was Dubanam and humidification. In humidification, he explained a very simple process. In your house, you can have a hob and you can put a pot of water up to 5 liters. The herb he suggested was Pinus sylvestris, and he also said that different pine varieties can also be used because pine varieties have got antimicrobial effect. He also explains that as humidity in the environment increases, the aerosol spread of the virus will decrease. As you know, that virus spreads through droplet infection. And there is also aerosol, that is, it spreads as aerosol manner in the environment. So as the humidity is going to increase, the spread of the virus is going to get reduced. The next one he said was Dubanam. I think it is more applicable for persons from Indian environment and people who don't have smoke detectors in their house. Doctor explains this in the video. He suggested a set of herbs to put in the earthen pot and to put some burning embers and the smudge. This is also called the process of smudging. And the herbs that doctor mentioned in the video are all having antimicrobial effect. And as the smoke, it has its own heat, and this heat helps in denaturing the SARS-CoV-2 virus in the environment and gives you a very clean environment. The thing that the last one doctor also mentioned was about adequate hydration. Jalam Jeevanam Tarpanam Hridya. As the water content in your body increases, the temperature comes down. Hydration is a very important aspect for you to not have these kind of symptoms of fever and everything. The most important thing doctor mentioned was he brought the aspect of Shaujam from Yoga Sutras, and he said that the environment outside and the environment inside us must be as clean as possible so that we protect ourselves from the COVID-19. The talk I felt was very good because as you know, more of us, there are very less number of people who are infected, who are identified as infected. There are a large number of people who are asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic. And these persons are the major carriers of the disease. Children can also be infected, but they will not show any symptom at all and you wouldn't know they are affected. And there are many persons who have good health also can be carriers of this disease. So at this juncture, it's very important for us to adopt these simple 6 measures that Dr. Raghavan has mentioned to protect us. So that's it about the summary. I request you all to ask questions to him.
Doctor, please suggest any homemade herb for Dupanam.
The churches we use one is a resin. It's a kundurushka, or in Malayalam it's a kundirikam. That is good. Benzoin. Benzoin can be used. That is available in the market. Benzoin that we use, Hindus use, Hindu temples we use benzoin. That's the sambrani. That is good. And So many herbs already mentioned. Those herbs can be used. It is to be pounded and in embers it is to be put. Then the smoke will come. That smoke is very, very important to cleanse the atmosphere and bring down the viral transmission.
I want to read out some of the Indian names of herbs that doctor mentioned in his talk, in the YouTube video talk. He mentioned Vayambu, Agil, Vepur, Erakku, Devadaram, Ramacham, Idiveli, Gulgulu, Jadamansi, Chandanam, Pachila, Nirgundi. He mentioned that we can use pine varieties. I think it is available in abundance around
Dry pine leaf.
Dry pine leaves. It's available in abundance around us.
The same cypress plant leaves dried can be used. That alone is enough. It can be used for fumes, for humidification and smudging also.
Doctor, can you tell us, I received a question here, people at higher risk who need extra precautions, who are these people?
So people with comorbidities, for example, people with diabetes, hypertension, kidney disease, heart disease, or any ailment, and convalescing people, so people who are just recovering from typhoid or some bacterial infection or pneumonia, all these are risky people. Pregnant women, aged people, and immune system is weak. Such people, they are susceptible. They are at risk. Maximum mortality is among them.
Doctor, I want to
They should be well protected by the members of the family. More care is to be given. There should be all of them. The mind is a more important thing. Mind can influence the body in a very, very elaborate way through the nervous system, central nervous system, endocrine system, and immune system. All the systems can very much influence the mind. Mind and the willpower are very, very important. We must always be reassured. Always hope for the best and prepare for the worst. We will be thriving. We will always conquer. We will conquer the virus. If at all it affects you, we will survive with our own mental capacity and our entire system, especially immune system, will conquer that and we will survive. The survival thrust in the mind is very, very important. Always don't think about death. I already stressed that factor earlier also. Please remind that. Manohe hetu sarvesham indriyanam pravta. Everything is in the mind.
Absolutely. Please, sir, tell us about patients.
Yes, we are on again.
Yes.
Darshan, can you repeat your question, please?
About patients in ICU, how Ayurveda helps.
How Ayurveda helps the people in ICU?
Yes, we received the question.
So we have got when the preventive measures, the people who are developing disease in spite of the preventive measures because of the lack of immunity or some of the comorbidity or many other factors, then we can help them even in ICU. We have done it. ICU, we give special measures depending on the constitution of the person. There we have to examine the patient and highly personalized treatment is to be given. That also we are equipped, we can do that. So death rate can be made as minimum as possible. It can be made zero if intensive Ayurvedic treatment is incorporated with the ICU measures, we can do that. That also we have done. Here also it's possible.
Doctor, any of the measures that you mentioned in the talk, like humidifying technique or something, is it useful for in an ICU environment?
ICU environment, at present, when we are having our own ICU machine, we can do that. But in the modern hospital, it's difficult because they are always bound by protocol. We have to develop our own protocol, which is suitable for this Ayurvedic system. So there must be a definite paradigm shift for propagating Ayurveda. Ayurveda research must be based on its own principles. Now Ayurveda is enslaved by the modern system. And that already proved it is a total failure in the West. And they are not ready to expose to possibility. But still they are testing so many medicines which are harmful, already proven that even that is being used for addressing the viral disease also. That also one of the causes for this much high fatality. And open-mindedness and rational thinking must be very, very important. Now mankind requires a holistic approach. The modern system is following a reductionist approach. That is always harmful. Come to the patient rather than to the organism or disease. The affected person is must be the central point. That must be the focus, must be on the patient. What the patient requires must be given. Only Ayurveda can do that because the pharmacy is so vast. Anything existing in the universe is a medicine according to Ayurvedic concept. Nothing is non-medicinal. Every substance is a medicine. If it is properly used, that will act as a medicine. If it is used improperly, that will act as a toxin. Same thing can be a medicine and a poison also in the same person. In human beings, for example, penicillin and most of the antibiotics. Penicillin 1 in 10,000 mortality was there. Patient immediately, even test dose, patient may die with anaphylactic reaction. I have seen that. So Ayurveda, even if we are using poisonous substance, it will never kill the bird because we know what are the persons which are we can anticipate that this medicine will not be suitable for that person. We can select a suitable formula for that person. It is tailored and personalized. There will never be any side effect because we know that medicine, how it will act on the system and how the system will act on it. Both you will know. With clear-cut understanding, we do that. It's not blind. And enlightened knowledge and practical experience is behind that. That is Ayurveda. Unfortunately, that is not there now. That is to be revived. That is our mission.
Doctor, can you explain your experience in handling infectious diseases of patients who required emergency care or patients in coma or something? Have you done it before?
Yes. Infectious hepatitis. Many persons land in coma, liver failure and coma. Coma means, it is considered as coma means death. Coma means full stop. So they can be revived. We have done it very successfully. There are measures that is highly personalized. The doctor must be at the bedside till the patient is revived. That is possible. These things are not known to people. We have already documented. You can we can show you if required.
Doctor, is any Ayurvedic medicine available to prevent viruses?
Please repeat the question.
Is any Ayurvedic medicine available to prevent virus infection?
I already told Ayurvedam, the preventive measure is in Dinacharya, your daily routine, or your way of life, modifying the way of life and preserving your immunity by modifying your own system. There are methods described in Ayurveda in detail. That's the only science which gives a way of life. That is called, the separate section is that it's called Swasthavrittam, how to preserve your health, how to prevent disease from the onset. It is clearly mentioned. Seasonal, daily routine is there, seasonal routine is there, personal routine is there. And depending on the constitution, certain foodstuffs are to be avoided. That is also mentioned. Certain constitution, this food is not good. According to person also, if you are, some foodstuff is not suitable, don't take it. Atmanam abhisamiksha, punjita samyak. Whatever food is there, the textbook descriptions may be there, many people might have benefited out of that. If it is not suitable for you, don't take, avoid. So what all food you have to take, it is good for health, it is called pratyahara. It is suitable for your health, maintenance of your health and the protection of the immune system. That food is called pratyahara. Whatever is against that is apathyam, to be avoided.
I think for the speaker, the person who asked the question, Mr. Ajay, doctor just mentioned practices to prevent this disease from affecting you, to protect yourself. He's already mentioned 6 practices for cleaning the environment around us and cleaning the environment inside us. So I request you to go to his video to check. So many herbs are mentioned which should protect you in that.
Do you have some other suggestions about diabetes, sir, besides all these measures you spoke?
Diabetes. Now our topic is viral disease, coronavirus.
I no, I mean a diabetes patient to some precaution, some more.
So diabetes, meticulous blood sugar control must be there. Blood sugar would not go beyond 200, whatever it be. It must be kept below 200. Postprandial, fasting, whatever it be, it should be below 200. Any time, the blood sugar should be below 200. It should not be allowed to go beyond that. The most important thing. Regulate carbohydrate intake. And type 2 diabetes is actually curable. If you systematically follow Ayurvedic methods, we can cure type 2 diabetes. And they can have anything they want to eat. The blood sugar will be well under control. It's also possible. Unfortunately, everybody depends on insulin and oral hypoglycemics. We have got better alternative for oral hypoglycemics, and that will prevent glycemia or hypoglycemia and diabetic complications also. The first description of diabetes was given by Charaka thousands of years back. And the word prameha is a translation. Diabetes mellitus. It's a translation of the same word in modern system.
Okay. Can a pregnant woman do the hyperventilation pranayama technique or should it be avoided? Pregnant woman should do pranayama.
When pregnant woman, this is not possible. Hyperventilation may not be possible. The initials up to 24 weeks, you can do that. After full-term pregnancy, it is difficult. But gently, they can do that also. Even in full-term, they can do that. The breath will be more and more shallow, that's all. It is possible, but it is not as fast as other times. Pregnancy that you have to regulate, and there must be proper guidance.
Oh, sir, we have a question which you already answered, but some of the attendees joined late. Can you repeat, please, what's herb you mentioned for humidification?
That is the research papers are there. The pinus variety of trees are having good action on the respiratory system, and it contains essential oil. That Pinus sylvestris is one of the best, and it is available in plenty. You can take it. In Montenegro, we have a lot of Pinus trees. You can use that. Both for fumigation, this smoking or smudging, and humidification. Same leaf can be used. For smudging, you have to use dry leaves. You have to take the leaf and dry it in the shade. That can be used. It don't be very dry. It must be like slightly dry. That's all. Even if it is little raw, also it can fumigate. It can make smoke. You can use. Very simple.
About smudging process, should persons who have allergies, asthma, should they take any special precaution?
Asthma and allergy people, they will anyways during smudging, you should not be inside the room. When the smoke cleanses the room, then let the smoke go out of windows, then only you come there. You need not be in the smoke. Somebody who can withstand, there is no harm.
We have a question from Montenegro attendee. What do you think when the global pandemic will end, and when in Montenegro?
Montenegro, we have already tested our preventive medicine that is 100% successful. So that is, we can reduce the death toll to 0. We have got rich source of herbs. There are many herbs which are very useful for this condition. So this country can be a place for rescuing all of European people. That much richness is there. Unused, unknown. The possibility, the potentiality is there. Many herbs are there. These are very good for especially viral disease or other microbial disease also. Rich natural resources are there, unexplored, unused.
Is any special precaution for patients with allergies?
So you have to find out the allergen to avoid that. That's the best thing, avoidance of that.
Regarding coronavirus?
Coronavirus, I already mentioned. Same. Now the preventive procedures can be used and the dietary regulations. All the 6 methods of preventing coronavirus already described. You want some special section to be elaborated, you can elaborate that.
Okay, we have a question from a local attendee. Is there any special precaution to protect my child from coronavirus?
So children, most important thing is children, they may be a carrier. Their fecal matter may be containing the virus for a long period, more than a month. There's already findings are there. So when they handle children, the mother or attendant should be very careful to clean the hand and all other places where they are having contact. Medicines can be given in lower dosage, that's all. When lactating mothers are there, we can, in our Dattatreya system, we give the medicine for the mother. To the breast milk, it will go to the baby. So that there is no difficulty at all. If lactating mothers are there, any disease we can treat through the mother. Very, very complicated diseases we have treated in this way. Infants we never give because our medicines are oral medicines. Very difficult to make them take oral medicines. For that, these fumes are very good. These humidification is very good. And mothers will be given. After examining the baby, we can give medicine to the mother. And mother's breast milk will carry that medicine to the baby. Safe cure.
You mentioned a little bit about citrus fruits and their use during this time, and whether lemon juice can be used.
Citrus fruit is very rich in vitamin C and many other nutrients. So vitamin C is a very good antioxidant, and it protects the immune system. So liberal quantity of oranges, citrus fruits, grapefruit, many types of oranges are there. All are good.
Doctor, one question from Montenegro attendee. What herbs that we can find in Montenegro you will suggest to use for boosting our immune system or to reduce risk from corona? Do you have any suggestions?
Maithuna dushita is one of the herbs which is very good for maintaining immunity. We can make water decoction, and for smoke also it can be used. Dry Maithuna dushita. It also contains essential oil. It is good.
Doctor, in the video you mentioned about nasal inhalation process to be done just before voluntary hyperventilation. And you demonstrated using a cloth and putting black humans in it and doing inhalation and do it for a few minutes using a particular pranayama mudra.
Yes.
And then you went on to explain about hyperventilation process.
Yes.
Now, my question is in specific condition of Montenegro, because we might not get black humans over here. So
Yes.
do you suggest some other herb that can use to cleanse the nasal tract and to do better hyperventilation technique?
The flowers of Hyperventilation is good. We can make same thing. The same process can be used instead of cumin seeds, we can use Hyperventilation. It also can be used dry. Just do the same thing. It's also very good. It will cleanse the nasal tract, respiratory tract completely.
We have a question from Montenegro also. Doctor, according to you, does social distancing, which our governments suggest us, does it mean we really should avoid everybody in our lives?
Till the epidemic is over, we have to observe that. This is not new one. I told you in the very beginning, it was suggested by Sushruta 1,000 years back. Samsarga Pariharam. All type, everything is very clearly mentioned. It's not new. Western medicine started understanding of the microbial organisms only in 19th century. We are well aware of that 30 centuries back. Please understand that. At that time, they visualize Saukshmyad Adarsanad. It is so small, the naked eye cannot see. They visualize that. Ayurveda is based on intuitive knowledge of the rishis. It is not sensory knowledge like modern medicine, modern science. Everything is sensory. But Indian science, especially Ayurveda, is extrasensory. The sense organs have no role at all. They reach a stage where they can see everything in the true form without any vitiation. Manual element is not there. That is why it's arsham, riproktam, arshajnanam. It's beyond sensory knowledge. It will never go wrong. The limitations of sensory organs are not there. They are beyond sense organs. These are extrasensory. It is called a state Turiya, the fourth state of existence. They visualized everything in that state. Modern science is actually information, like data collection from our using our sense organs and appliances. That's all. Gadgets are there, instruments are there. That is why we develop a technological medicine. That is a modern medicine. It can never be perfect because it will have blemishes of our limitations. It is ever changing. Ayurveda is never changing. Please understand that. It is based on Siddhanta. Axiomatic principles will never change. The medicine and other medical science aspects I studied in my medical college days, that has become redundant when my son became a doctor. Everything is gone. But we withstood the test of time for thousands of years, unchanged. What all the medicines prescribed, even now it is valid. Chyavanprash mentioned thousands of years back. Chyavanprasham is still a tonic, most powerful, a convalescent tonic. No change at all. Modern science can enlighten you more about that. But now we are getting more understanding about Ayurvedic medicine with more modern technological understanding. Science and technology gives more light to that. But we can never debase it because it is based on Siddhanta. Unchanging.
One question, which herb should eat every day to increase immune system and which is available in USA?
So For every day, according to Ayurveda, food must be medicine. Medicine must be food. Our regulation and selection of foodstuffs, depending on the climatical conditions and our condition of the person, it is to be regulated. That is patyahara, which are the food suitable for your constitution, your environment, and a season in which you are living. That is the important thing, not medicine. If there is medicine is not required at all. Food must be your medicine. There is no medicine. Medicine cannot bring you health at all. Please understand that. You understand? Medicine cannot come. We can take medicine, but that cannot bring health. We can build a building. We cannot become home. We can make bed, but that cannot give you sleep. You can purchase medicine, that cannot give you health. These are different entities. Not purchasable. Please understand. Health is not purchasable. It is given by God. It is maintained by us. It is our duty.
On that note, we would like to conclude this talk. I think it was a very interesting talk for all of us because we got so much information from Dr. Raghavan. I request you all to go and view his video to understand further. And you can always write to us if you have any doubts or you have any more questions. We will meet again next Sunday. Maybe we will explore a particular topic more, or you can also give suggestions what you want us to speak. I request Dr. Raghavan to do the Shanti Mantra.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much for everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, ഞാൻ phone വിളിച്ചോളാം ഇനി.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. I have written whatever Sharda has told here. I have typed in the side the name of the plants and other things in the chat window.
Oh, thank you very much.
I will, sir, see in the side, it's all written here. Whoever asks the doubts, no, maybe they can further. I have written the plants she has mentioned with the scientific name and other things here on the side.
Oh,
Okay, I will call you by mobile, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.